I'm so excited. I can't believe you actually want to go fishing with me. No, I'm serious. And it's just warm enough now. We can find a good spot in the sun and just lay back and close our eyes. Huh? The bobber? Oh, well, we can either go pond fishing or, what I prefer, river fishing. Let me explain. So, there's all sorts of kinds of fishing. Bobber fishing is one of the easiest because all you have to do is watch the bobber, and when it goes under, you pull the line, and you've usually got a fish. However, I really like going river fishing. Now, I've got this special place that I've always gone ever since I was little with my family, mainly my dad. And I would so totally go more, but it's kind of in a bit of a sketchier area, and obviously it's a public place, so da 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 da. And yeah. So unfortunately, I don't get to go very often unless I'm with friends or my family. But I really like this place because you never know what you're going to get. We've caught suckerfish, I've caught catfish, perch, trout, even. It's so awesome. And it's super easy, too. You need quite a bit of weight on your line because the current's really fast, but it's just, I really like this place. And I want to take you to it. Yeah, I'll teach you. It's super easy, I promise. No, no, you don't have to worry about all that. I'll handle that. And we're doing catch and release. You probably don't want to eat the fish from this place anyway. Some people do, but I'm gonna say no. The water's just pretty dirty. Okay, so we've got our fishing poles, got the tackle box. Do you have the rag? Yeah, the one to wipe our hands off. Exactly. Okay, let's see. How about, would you mind carrying the tackle box and I can get the chairs and the fishing poles? What do you mean, no? Okay, fine. I'll take the tackle box, you handle the poles and the chairs. Is that fair? Okay. Goodness. I can carry things for myself. Oh, but I don't have to? Okay, fine. Then I won't. I will accept the handout and you offering to carry things for me. Because it's very sweet of you, and you're a very kind gentleman. Mwah. Now, we do have a bit of walking, so you gonna be okay? I'm just making sure. Some people can't handle a little bit of a hike. You're right, you're right. I know you. I know you. Well, that's just my point. I just want to make sure. No, I understand. Really, I do. Yeah, I do. It makes sense. Now, this looks like a good spot for us. Careful on the bank. Okay, and then we'll set up our chairs. And I brought our little V-sticks. I think they're called Y-sticks or something. I don't know. That's always what we've called them. But you stick these in the sandy ground. We got a lot of sand around here. And there we go. And then, did you get the chairs set up? Okay, perfect, perfect. And here, I will set up our fishing poles. Do you want to watch? So you know how to do it for next time? Yeah, I'll teach you. It's super easy. Now, I know there is this fancy fisherman's knot, but I can't remember how to start it. So, My dad taught me a while ago, but I don't remember. Yeah. Anyway, let's see, I'll tie. So you're gonna want to tie your hook up the above the weight that we're going to use, because because it's so sandy here, the weight is going to sink down into the muck a little bit, and obviously you don't want your wormy sitting at the bottom in the muck, because then you're not going to get fishy. So I'll put it up like a couple inches, about 6 inches, off of the weight, so then the weight has a little bit of room to sink in and grab a good hold in the the bottom of the river. It'll make sense, I promise. So we just take this little loopy here. Thankfully, these hooks are already pre-attached to a second bit of line. And we'll put this loopy up here. Tie it nice and tight, just like that. There we go. Should be perfect. Okay, and we're set. No, I'm serious. And then, let's see, how much weight? Let me balance these out. Huh? Oh, yeah, these are just washers. Well, we don't use them. They're all rusty and gross and pulled them off of old parts and things. And that way it's kind of like a recycle reuse situation instead of buying weights. Plus, these washers don't seem to get stuck in as much stuff as the, name brand stuff does. Okay, and there is that one. And then we just gotta cover it with a wormy. Here, let me see the worms. And then, of course, we've got to... What I usually do is I usually cut the worms in half with this knife. It's our fishing knife. It comes with a little bit of a utility set on it with some pliers in case the fishy swallows a hook. And in that case, you either got to be careful, cut the line, or kill the fishy. So these are really helpful to get in there and grab the hook and kind of get it out without hurting the fishy too bad. Yeah. Well, of course, I don't want to hurt the fish. It's just for fun. And some people say that the fish don't even have the ability to feel, which I don't think that's the case. But anyway, we'll cut this worm in half like this. And then this is going to be kind of gross, but I kind of try and string the, the thing through the body of the worm. And that way it seems to, not break off of the hook so easily, because they rip. Yeah, it's a little gross, but that's what I do. And then that should be good. Okay, I think your line's all set up. Now, do you know how to cast? Okay, let me see your reel. Okay, I prefer a button reel, but that's just me. So you can kind of do whatever you want. Which one do you think would be easiest? The button? Yeah, the button one is probably your best bet, dear. Yeah, I think so. Well, no, there's nothing wrong with that. Not at all. I always use a button. I know how to use the other reels. I'm just not very good at that. So, let's see. Okay. You should be all set. So, with the button, press and hold. Hold, sweetie. There, okay. And then you're going to pull back like this. And then when you're halfway through your swing, and careful not to hit a tree. When you're halfway through the string, you're going to let go of your button. So it's like press and hold, pull back, start swinging, let go, and you're in the water. Okay, don't panic. You've got a lot more string on your line than you think you do. So here, it's probably going to rush down the river a little ways. But what you can do is it'll find it. See how it's kind of bouncing a little bit? All right, now start turning your wheel. You'll hear a click. Perfect. Now your line is set. Which means, so now you can just kind of set your pole right here, like so. And voila, you are fishing. What to expect? Okay, so when a fish bites on your line, all fish bite differently, but you'll probably get a sucker fish. That's usually what we get around here. But you'll see it start to doop, doop, and then it's going to hit real hard. When you get that real hard hit, it'll look like this. Here, I'll demonstrate. Ready? See? It'll look like that. When you get that hit, then you're going to want to pull up. Try and pull straight up, not sideways or anything like that, because you want to hook the lip and not pull it out of the fish's mouth. And then you'll start reeling. Obviously, you don't want to fight too much, and don't pull too hard. And you'll see the line move around when the fish is on it. Sometimes, you get like a thing of clams or something, and you think it's a fish and it's not, and whatever. But yeah, that's how you do it. And then when we get the fish, I can take your picture, and I'll take the hook out for you. I've been learning how to fish since I was really little. Yeah, I've always just used worms and this really simple technique. And I tell you what, I have never gone empty hooked. I've always caught something. Maybe it's not what I wanted, or, it was small, but I always got a fish in the end. So now comes the best part. The best part is we just lay back like this and relax. No, I won't fall asleep. What I like to do is I will put the fishing rod between my thighs, like this. Yep. And then that way I can feel any vibrations. I will feel the vibrations that'll run through the rod, and that way I'll know if I have a fish on the line, and I can hook it. Sometimes I'll read. But half the time I just like to lay back and listen to nature, listen to the running water, the birds and the trees, and it's so great. It's just so relaxing. I love it out here. You can just let your worries kind of slip away. Yeah, it feels really nice. Oh, maybe you're just rolling on the bottom of the river. Sometimes that happens. Your sinker gets, unhooked and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Huh? Oh, wait. No. You're right. Yeah, you're getting bites. Okay. Don't stress out. Grab your line. Grab your rod. There you go. Now, when I tell you, you'll jerk, okay? Hold your hand on the reel. There you go. Here, like this. I'll show you. Like that. There you go. Good. Now watch the tip of your rod. The rod. There you go. What? Why are you looking at me like that? Sure. Focus on the fish, okay? And now, jerk up. Hey, you did it! You got a fish! Okay, now reel in. Reel. There you go. Okay, now when they start to run, you're going to want to let them take a little bit of your line. Just trust me, you'll hear it. The drag is what they call it. Hear that whining? Okay. And, alright, now reel. Good. Here it is. Okay, now, yeah, just let it sit right there, because I gotta tell you something. What you're gonna want to do is, you don't want to pull it up, like, pull it off the rod. You're gonna want to grab the line close to the fish, because your line can still snap, and you'll lose your fish, and your tackle. So, here, follow the line down. There you go. Here, right here. Good. And lift up like that. Set the rod right here. Okay. And you got yourself a fishy. Good job. You want your picture? Okay. Here. Smile. Good job. And you hooked it really good too, right in the lip, just like how you're supposed to. Well done. Your first fish. You did amazing. Okay. Do you want me to take it out? Okay. Here. Let me see, fishy. What you're going to want to do Some of these fish will have spiky fins on them, so you're going to take your hand and you're going to run down the front of the fish by the face and the mouth along the body. And you're going to want to hold nice and firm because they can still poke you. And then you can remove the hook and... There we go. Sorry, buddy. And there's your fish. You want to give him a kiss? No? Oh, I will. Mwah. Bye-bye, fishy. And we're just going to let him in the water like that. Okay. How awesome! You did great! Wasn't that fun? I'm glad. Now I'll wipe my hands off, put another worm on, and put you back in the water. Yeah, it'll be great. Oh, by the way, you brought your license, right?